Welcome to the Hamilton County Television Sports Show, special edition today. We're joined by Hamilton Southeastern girls head basketball Chris Huppenthal. Chris, season was already underway, off to a 6-2 start. Came out of the gate real strong. Last couple of games been a little bit iffy, but looks like you guys are in for a good season.
I hope so. I hope the first 6 games are better down, or we play like the first 6 games more so than the last 2 games down the stretch.
Let's talk just a little bit about what you do to prepare for the season. I know we do a banquet in March every year, and by that time you're kind of burned out and ready to take a few days off. But it's probably not too shortly after that you're starting to prepare for the next season, then, aren't you?
We usually give the kids off till spring break, and then we get ourselves back in the weight room, and we'll start having some open gyms. And then the summer we really kick things up quite a bit and get the kids out playing in some tournaments, as well as do a lot of skill development, and that'll last through the summer. And then when we get back to school, we'll be in the weight room, have some more open gyms. So what you hear nowadays is that sports are 12 months a year. They pretty much are. Especially at a big school like this, you don't get a lot of downtime.
Let's talk specifically about the summer program. How did things go this summer? What did you what did you come away with after the summer program?
Well, in the summer, you're trying to get your kids acclimated to each other. As I say, at the end of every year, that team that was it dies, and you now start the rebirth of a new group, and you're really trying to form the chemistry with that group of young ladies and try and get them prepared for the upcoming season. So you're trying to get them acclimated. You're trying to find out what their roles are going to be, possibly how they're going to fit into the system, and where they're going to play and how they can help us.
Now, the summertime too is kind of a time for you to experiment, because you've had some players who obviously left the program for graduation, and other times for other various reasons. But you got a lot of new players coming in. And does that really give you an opportunity to really look closely and kind of plan things out for the fall?
Yes, and that's part of what we do. You look at the kids that are coming up in your program, and you start to see what level they can play at. Are they ready to handle the rigors of a varsity basketball season, or they still need some time to season and get themselves ready later on down the line? But there's a lot of things that do go into a summer, and you're trying to figure out where the pieces are going to fit.
Last year you graduated some pretty talented seniors.
We did, and you do every year. Your seniors every year have a lot to do with who you are as a basketball program. Although we have 2 seniors this year, which isn't the number that we had last year, our 2 seniors this year are very important. Shelby Ford's getting us great minutes off the bench, as well as Erica Dedgwa. While she doesn't get a lot of playing time, really is a big glue to who we are. She is a very positive voice on the bench. She works hard every day to practice. So while some people don't see what those seniors contribute, possibly minutes, points, and statistics, those seniors really do offer a lot to your program. And while we graduated 5 of them last year, maybe only a couple of them were contributing on the floor, a lot of those kids played prominent roles into who we were last year.
Well, let's talk about the kids who came back this year. As you've already said, you have 2 seniors. Plus, you've really got a pretty good group of underclassmen on your team.
We do. We're starting 4 juniors and sophomore for the most part right now. We may shake things up here in the coming games, only because we had two hiccups our last 2 games, and maybe kids are getting a little bit too comfortable where they're at our program, and we need to give some other kids an opportunity. But we are playing a lot of young kids, and the good thing with playing young kids is you get a lot of time with them. The bad part of playing young kids is sometimes they play like young kids, and these last couple games, I think our youth has shown.
Is that part of that gray hair we see on the sides there?
Yes, that is part of that gray hair. Yes.
What have you? New faces to the program this year. What have we got coming in?
Lauren Morris played JV for us last year. She's getting a little bit of varsity time as a backup point guard. And again, you're talking about you're looking at where she's going to fit in. And her growth is while she is getting better. You're trying to see where she can help us in a situation she can help us. Ellis Ingraff's another one. Played JV basketball last year. And again, we're trying to figure out, how much she can help us, and what is her role, where is she going to be able to help this program and this team. And I know it's 8 games right now. We're starting to figure some of that out. But with young kids, when they come in, sometimes the rigors of playing. I know it's 4A, but a 6A school it's a little bit much. And you're playing against high level talent every night. And sometimes you got to figure out if kids are ready for those rigors.
Well, just looking at your schedule, the 21 games plus Christmas tournament and such that you've got, 6 of the teams that you guys are playing are already ranked in the top 20. And obviously many of them, as far as Sagarin ratings and stuff, there's a lot of talent out there. So you guys are playing some excellent teams.
We are, but I think we've got a pretty good program, and you want your kids to try to play the best teams in the state. We played Carmel here last Friday. It didn't go the way we wanted. Last Tuesday we played Brownsburg. We didn't play very well there. But those are games where we've got to be able to see where we're going. And I think those 2 games exposed some weaknesses for us that we've now got to go ahead and try and correct. And we still have a couple months to correct those weaknesses. We've always had the attitude here, and Jim Self has been good about this. We're going to try and play anybody and anywhere. With the thought in mind that the tournament's the most important thing. Yeah, you want to win conference championships and you want to win as many games as you can, but when you win that tournament, that's what's special, and that really fulfills the season.
Let's talk specifically, a little bit more about your schedule, and let's talk a little bit about the HCC itself. I mean, we've already pretty well discussed the fact that you guys do play a very, very tough schedule, but in addition to that, you're probably, in my estimation, one of the top couple conferences in the state.
Well, that's for you to decide. People always have their opinion about rankings and all those other things. I just want to see our kids show growth. As I tell our kids many times, this is a marathon, not a sprint, and it's about our progress. And right now, we're trying to, again, with our last couple games, taking possibly a step backwards, in my opinion. We now have to make some progress, and we've got to get better, regardless who's on our schedule, who we play next. Many times people talk about schedules and things, whether it's a good schedule, bad schedule. As I try and tell our kids, we can only play the teams that are on our schedule, and whoever's next, that's who we're going to play, and that's who we're going to get ready to play. Louisville is tomorrow, and that's who we're going to play, and hopefully we play better than we have the last couple games.
On a personal note, the last couple of years, you played Lake Central. Of course, the coach at Lake Central has got the last name as you have. How is it playing against a family member?
Leading up to the game, it's different. We would talk, and then you're like, you don't want to say too much. But then when the game starts and the ball goes up, you don't even notice it. You don't notice that your brother's standing down at the other end. You're trying to coach your team the way you do any other game. You're trying to coach your kids to be successful, and they really don't think about it. There's times when you might look down there and go, yeah, that's my brother, but it really is a fleeting moment, and it doesn't last too long. Those things will be discussed more, at Christmas dinner when I get the big chair and he's got to sit at the kid table.
Oh, that's a good one. One last question for you, Coach, and I asked Coach Satterfield this same question. You've been coaching better than 20 years now, playing yourself as a player and such. What are the biggest changes you've seen in the game of basketball since you've been involved in it?
We keep trying to change the game, and sometimes I wonder why. We're trying to take, for instance, at times free throws out of the game. If you foul a person, they're trying to get now that it's an intentional foul. Well, to me, part of the game, part of the strategy is you need to make your free throws. Another thing, they keep trying to bring in the shot clock. I think that gives talented teams more advantage, especially at the high school level. I see the need for it at the collegiate level and at the pro level, but at the high school level, if you've got a team that can handle the ball and they can go ahead and work some time off the clock, that should be an advantage to them, and that advantage should not be taken away. As far as the players I think they have more skill. We have so many kids now that are working individually with trainers and shooting coaches and different things that they have more skill than they used to. Basketball IQ, I think, at a certain level too, has also been raised because of all the basketball they're playing in AAU and other venues that they have to go ahead and play that when they first started coaching just weren't too prominent, but they're everywhere now.
How has AAU teams changed the face of basketball?
Well, a lot of coaches complain about this, and you hear it a lot from the collegiate coaches, but we talk about high school coaches too. When we coach at the high school level and you lose a game, you're done. You know, at the AAU level, you know, you lose a game, you play 2 hours. You know, you lose that game, you play 3 hours. And I really think while AAU has had its benefits to the game, it's also has deficiencies in that winning it's devalued winning. In that you just get ready to play another game, where the preparation for each high school game, and I know how Coach Satterfield does it, and I know how a lot of coaches I coach against do it. There's a lot of hours and a lot of time and preparation put into that, and there is no do-over in 2 hours. When we're done, you know, for instance, the Carmel game, when we're done, we got to sit and we got to think about that for the next 3-4 days. Where sometimes in an AAU setting, you play at 2:30, you come back and you play again at 4. You get the opportunity to get that taste out of your mouth real fast. And I think that's hurt kids in that respect, in that the drive just isn't there in the moment, in that one game, to do the best you can and not worry about, well, I just get to do it again.
That's Coach Chris Huppenthal, girls varsity basketball coach here at Hamilton Southeastern High School. Good luck for the season. This has been a special edition of the Hamilton County Sports Program. On behalf of Hamilton County Television, this is Brad Silbert saying good day. Thank you.